That was the first time that a gun was shoved in my face and I was targeted for being a Christian. Growing up in Pakistan was not easy because I was a Christian. My grandfather was a pastor, and it's a predominantly Muslim country with 97% of the population being Muslim. Most of them are radical Muslims because that's how they're brought up. Going out there and professing your religion is not easy. On the field with other kids playing, we cannot tell them that we are Christian. And if they get to know, then you are being discriminated, sometimes being harassed. I personally know people who have been shot, burned, and killed. I, growing up, always wanted to get equal rights for myself, for my family, which we don't get living in a country where minorities, especially Christians and Hindus, are being discriminated. I would always pray to God that, you know what, I want to go to a country where I will be given equal rights. I was 16. That was the first time that a gun was shoved in my face and I was targeted for being a Christian. I was scared, but that did not deter me from living my normal life. I said, you know what, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I always believed wisdom comes from God, and I would always pray for that. My parents, they were practicing Christians, and my grandfather being a pastor, he would always teach us that, you know what, asking for wisdom is your duty, everything else will follow. What I've noticed is when growing up, the byproduct of wisdom was patience. And I would pray and get frustrated that, you know what, nothing is happening, and whatever we do, education-wise, any other aspect of life, we could not succeed. I would always get an answer from my mom that, you know what, God will provide in His own time. As a minority in a majority Muslim country, you are living how Esther would live. Esther could not express who she was. And still, when she would go back home, she had a relationship with God. I could just relate to Esther at that time when I was growing up, because we could not go out in the public and confess that, you know what, we're Christians. But deep down inside, in our heart, our faith was strong enough that we were able to survive and we were able to still practice and live a healthy Christian life. It's not our timing. It's God's timing. We have to pray and we have to ask for wisdom and we have to wait for His timing, not our timing, because God has His own plans and our salvation is His priority. So He will provide and He will give us a break. Eventually, we got a break and I was able to come to Canada and eventually to US. It was, again, God's own timing. It took me 5 years to come to US from Canada. During that time, my wife was here in California and I was living in Canada. It was a struggle, but God had His own plans and everything worked out. I was able to come to US in 2005. God has blessed me with a beautiful daughter, Iman, and because of Iman, I was introduced to Pastor Elias through this church. Pastor Elias became a mentor, a pastor, a father figure, and he helped me navigate the differences from my upbringing and the differences in how I can be a better Christian. He provided me with all the support. With Pastor Elias's blessings, he baptized me and he told me that he will welcome me in paradise one day, and I'm looking forward to that because I know he's going to be there. I am very blessed to be here because without God, I would have not been here, and without God's blessing, I would have not been blessed with a beautiful family as I do today. My name is Azure Huck, and this is my story.
I'm Pastor Tara Van Cross, and we're so glad that you've tuned into our Azure Hills Church YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, and click on the bell so that you'll be notified every time we share new videos. We are so glad that you're here. Until next time, please know that we're praying for you as you continue to be a voice of hope.